Hey brawlers, what's going on? ZeroMagnumX. Today we have another deck showcase for everyone. This time if you want to go hard and fast and beat your opponent in a flurry of blows, this might be the deck for you. We have a blue-black aggressive deck. The deck is focused on flow and sacrifice, because whenever you get to play cards for free, in order to activate flow, you can stockpile up on cards and get a lot of damage on. So if you're a fan of combo and aggro, this might be the deck for you. First, we're going to start with Dragonoid. Alright, he has the shield and fire fist symbols, so no trap Baku cores like last time. This time we're all about positive Baku cores and all about that aggressive punch, trying to get in for heavy damage. So we have a 250B power fire fist with 3 damage and a 300 plus shield. And then Dragonoid himself has 400B power and 4 damage for his rating. And there he is opened. Alright, moving on. Next we have Trox, where he has the weakest BP. He has a 7 damage rating. So it's really good if you have enough cards in your hand to bolster his attack power. And he's one you really do want to hit a core with. He's in there to get some heavy hits of damage in, and maybe not always win, but hey, sometimes whenever you need to push for damage, he's your guy. He can certainly be what you need to enable a team attack and get in hard and fast. His cores are a blue shield and an orange shield. So for the blue shield, to help with that measly 200B power, we have a 600B blue core shield and a plus 300B orange shield. Alright, and if he'll open, there is Trox in all of his little glory. And finally, we'll have Fangs. Fangs comes with a fire fist and a green fist. Our fire fist has 150B power plus 4 damage. Kind of moderate since he has a low damage rating but a high B power. Probably a good Bakugan to lead with whenever you're starting to roll out and don't know what your opponent has in store for you. And then another for a green fist, also 100B power or 150B power and plus 2 damage rating. And there's Mr. Sneaky Boy. We'll slide these aside and move straight into the deck itself. I know this is on sleeve, but this is actually kind of more of a budget deck. That's the other reason I wanted to go over this, because it doesn't run too many high rarity cards. Alright, first off, let's get our camera to focus. We have 3 greater water boost. It's a 0 cost that adds 100B power, so it's ideal to get your flow going. Next up, 3 Water Slash, plus 2 damage for only 1 energy. That's pretty good. It helps bolster and get you right into the niche you need to be. We have Tides, which has 200B power, and then Flow, plus 400B. So that could be a lot of attack. It also helps, like our guy Trox, get some early damage. And can you imagine on turn 1 you open with Trox, have this in hand plus flow? He deals 9 damage if he wins that battle. Pretty good if you ask me. Alright, we have 1 Masato Kazami. I'd like to add more, but right now 1 is what we're going with. If you have played 2 or more cards for this turn, your next attack this turn has plus 2 damage. Alright, and it wouldn't be fair to not include the evolution of Trox, since he is one of the better stars of the deck. He gets a little bit moderate of a B power boost, the same damage rating, makes him able to get in combat a little bit better than his other base form. So not terrible, not amazing, but it helps us. So we only run 2 of him because not as powerful as it could be, but also not a terrible card to include. Next is Ebb. Ebb adds plus 2 damage rating, but if you have flow with it, it's plus 5. So you can really hit in hard. This is great to use on Fangs to punch in and get some damage with a decent high B power. 3 of Ebb. Next we have Wave Slash. So whenever we get the 3 energy, that's whenever we start pushing in a little bit harder. Hopefully that's when we get around our team attack and can just keep attacking, and keep going and pushing for damage in early. Hopefully so early that maybe they can't get their stop cards played. And that's the whole point of this deck. It's kind of an all or nothing strategy. So if you like that, this might be what you should go for. So 3 Wave Slash. Next up we have Whirlpool. This helps us really get our team attacks and get them successful, so we can just get that frost on their flip cards and smash in for a ton of damage and hopefully win in a finale blow. So we run 3 Whirlpool. Next, because this deck is so insistent on playing card after card after card after card, if we do find ourselves not winning and kind of in a pickle, we have Hyper Fanzor here to help us out. It is 4 energy with 1000 B power and a 3 damage rating. When you play it, you draw 3 cards, so it helps you refuel. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword because it could hurt you, but we're trying to lay the pressure on. We're not really looking or caring about defense in this deck. We're trying to get our opponent dead now. So 2 Fanzor, that's right, I moved it down a little bit. It was at 3, I thought that was too much. Alright, next we have Everett Ray. It's a perfect card for this type of deck, and it bolsters your team by 200 B power. You can probably play, ideally, in this deck turn 1. That's why it's so good. So we're running 2 of this guy to get that boost. Next up is on the darkest portion of the deck, and this is one of the keys to playing that turn 1. We have 3 Shade Blade, so plus 2 damage rating for some just free quick damage. Then we have Might of Night, Sacrifice. You may discard a card for 5 damage, and it gives it Shadow. So any of those nasty negating effects that your opponent might try to sneak in there, we don't think so. We're going to play this in order to get around it and punch in for the damage to ensure victory. Only 2 of that, though. You may want to run 3. Depends on what your build looks like. I only own 2, so that's what I'm going with. Next up, Tainted Touch. Quick 7 damage. I mean, that's a lot. Sometimes that just ends the game because you're like, how many cards you got? Oh, you have like 14 cards. Well, Trox here has 7 damage, and I'm going to play this, and then maybe we have that for Shadow, and then a Frost card somewhere, and we're just like, yep, we win. You know, because you're on turn 3, or turn 4, turn 5 didn't win, and maybe that's the final push you need. And it's not bad. 2 damage for 2 is okay. Next up, we have Stone Skin, because we don't have the highest, beefiest guys, as you have noticed, because it's about damage. So 3 Stone Skin to give us a nice set of B power, just in case we do end up in that longer game that we really don't want to be in, and our opponent forces us there. We need some cards to help mitigate that. So this is a good card to get some quick B power and possibly win the game. I remember in one of my test games, I was playing my buddy, and I landed 2. These are 1600 B power, and he couldn't get over it, and I think it led to victory. Not with this deck in particular. Another deck that we took his decks, or his cards, made decks out of them real quick and played. So next up, we have 2 Shadow Coil. It's plus 4 damage, and if it's discarded, you can play for free. So off of Stone Skin, if you're looking for some damage and some buffs, let's say even like, let's go back to that Trox example. 1000 power and 11 damage seems pretty good in a quick pinch. Next we have 1 China Riot. I'm still not sure how many to run of her. I'm just using 1 right now. It seems like with the discard mechanic in this deck, you probably want 3, but I don't think we have enough discard to justify her being a 3 of, especially when she's only plus 1 damage for your attacks. And if you don't have the discard outlet, she's really terrible and almost instantly becomes energy. So right now 1, and then to finalize the deck, the same thing with Fanzor. In case we get pushed into the late game a little bit, we have Hyper Dragonoid, which is 1000 B power, 6 damage for only 4 energy. It's only vanilla, but hey, it might get us there. It's a beefy attacker, and maybe it closes out a game for us. Anyway, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed this blue-black aggressive combo deck, and if you like my content, please remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and keep battling, brawlers. Later, everybody.